What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So getting right to it, not in any particular order, but the first one is going to be ticker KNW. So no labs, sitting at 328. On Friday, it did go down 25% over the last 1 year, down 90%, but over the last 1 month, it is up 543%. So you're going to see some level of pullback, but a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on, as I've explained in previous videos, they do have some pretty good pre-existing momentum going into this upcoming week. And in many cases, shorts are overextended. I get it though, that there's a lot of fears in the market, especially now with Iran and Israel kind of going back and forth, but many of the stocks I'm going to be talking on are going to actually benefit from that. But in case you are curious what this company actually does, this is the company profile right here. So healthcare equipment based out of Seattle in the States, but 15.81% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 1.06 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 374.37%. Short score, higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is sitting at 81.34 out of 100. So higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. As you can kind of see from this kind of orange-ish line, shorts are very volatile. They double down, they kind of return. They obviously try to, at the best of their ability, manipulate the stock price. On Friday, they did return a substantial position, in fact 24% of their position. So I think they started to kind of sense that there might be a nice secondary push higher. So this stock definitely needs to be added to your watch list. Moving on to the next one, it is ticker AREC, sitting at 87 cents. Friday, it went up 12%. Over the last 1 year, up 17%. And then over the last 5 days, it is up 25%. This is what they do. So coal and consumable fuels, 23 employees, based out of the States, but 8.14% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 5 million shares. So again, I look at stocks that have relatively good momentum, shorts being overextended. So that doesn't always mean the most heavily shorted stocks. So 8% sometimes is sufficient for a squeeze. But aside from that, cost to borrow average is 9.83%. Short score is 65.09. And despite the kind of momentum, positive momentum, shorts haven't really been doing anything. You can see that based on the purple line right here. So slowly returning-ish, but still no substantial moves. So again, if you have a very nice continued push higher, this is where shorts might start to mitigate some risk and return. Through IBKR though, it does indicate 350,000 shares is available to be shorted. So in some cases, if you see limited supply, you might have big money, BlackRock, Vanguard, and many other names buying these stocks just to lend out. It's very profitable business for them. So again, that's something to keep in mind. Moving on to the next one. This one's more of a speculative one, and some people might disagree with me on this, but that is Plug, sitting at $1.29. On Friday, went down 0.77%. Over the last 1 year, it is down 54.58%, but over the last 5 days, it is up 26%. So definitely getting some pretty good momentum. This is what they do. So electrical components and equipment, and in theory, with the whole Middle East kind of conflict escalating, that could kind of gain some momentum just in the EV sector. So this one as well could really piggyback and benefit from that. But going into this upcoming week, 21.91% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 211 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 20.47. Short score is 81.04. Shorts surprisingly have returned a substantial amount. So over the last roughly, it looks as though 3 months, they have returned about 40% of their position. You can kind of see from that purple line right here. So shorts realized they were overextended, started to return before Plug started to gain some pretty good momentum. So if it does continue that, then you'll see shorts continuing to mitigate risk and returning more and more. Through IBKR, you do see roughly around 600,000 shares available to be shorted. So most likely you won't be seeing any buying potentially this week as a byproduct of just limited supply, but you never know. Anything is possible. You might see this really go substantially higher. So this one, again, add to your watch list. Moving on, VXRT, sitting at 70 cents over the last 1 year. It is down 6%, but over the last 5 days, up 75.5. This is what they do. So biotech, 105 employees, based out of South San Francisco in the States. But currently 7.86% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 17.7 million shares. Cost per average, 34.9. You can see from this green line, don't ask me why it changes colors for each stock. Ortex just updated this, so I'm not really sure why it changes from purple to like orange to green. It's whatever, but nonetheless, you can kind of see that they have been really doubling down. So they are very reactive to the stock price. So this has definitely been gaining some momentum, and this is where you could see a nice pinch when it comes to shorts. So again, if there's a nice continued push higher, shorts will be kind of forced to return some of their position. On a side note, through IBKR does indicate 250,000 shares that's available to be shorted. So you might see some buying coming from big money this week, again, just to kind of lend out. And then last but not least is ticker INDO. On Friday, it went up 46%, sitting at 518. Over the last 1 year, up 97%. And then over the last 1 day or 5 days, it is up 100%. So this one definitely will be benefiting from the whole Middle East conflict. But oil and gas, that's the industry. This is a company profile. It is based out of Indonesia. I'm sure you can kind of tell based on the company name, but 10.78% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 910,000 shares. So this is exactly what the market does like to squeeze. Somewhat heavily shorted, low float. So again, meets that criteria. In fact, shorts did double down on Friday and they increased their position by 28%. Cost to borrow average is 76%, utilization 67, and then short score is 74.53. So things definitely could get very, very interesting for a lot of these stocks and just generally the broader market. So let me know your thoughts. Is there any squeeze plays that you feel is worthwhile to kind of take note of? If so, throw some tickers in the description below, but I do recommend a lot of you to kind of take advantage and add these ones to your watch list, because in previous videos, either these stocks, because of the circumstances I did lay out, do continue to move higher, or they actually do squeeze. So essentially a win-win. So let me know your thoughts on that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. If you are looking for solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, definitely pop over to my Patreon. Worthwhile. I did put out a buy signal, in fact, early last week, and I believe on Friday came very close to the 2x. There's a hell of a lot more room, but I put out those every single day. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, hopefully everyone's having a good weekend, and thanks for watching.